listening to the Sovereign Society podcast, a spiritual lifestyle sanctuary empowering you to honor the journey, trust the process, and radiate your radness. I'm your soul guide, Sabrina Riccio, Kundalini yoga teacher, spiritual mentor, and modern medicine woman who's on a mission to anchor in heaven on earth in this golden era. Join me every week where I gather some of my favorite spiritual leaders, goddesspreneurs, and changemakers for some authentic conversations about all things spirituality, wellness, what it takes to build your empire, and so much more. Over the years, after my deep Kundalini awakening and a series of events like being struck by lightning, it's been loud and clear that part of my divine purpose here is to share with you the tools and the guidance that supported me along the way. My mission here is to empower you to navigate through these changing times with ease and grace as you go forth and align to your soul's destiny while staying true and real along the way. Thank you so much for tuning into the Sovereign Society podcast, and get ready because we're about to go in deep and come out the other side stronger than ever before. Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Sovereign Society podcast. Authentic conversations with modern medicine women, cosmic dudes, and change makers, empowering you to honor the journey, trust the process, and radiate your radness. I'm your host, Sabrina Riccio, and I am recording this on the solstice. And what I'm doing now is I am recording these episodes live through Instagram as well. And I just received the most powerful upgrade that I've experienced in a really long time, like probably about a half hour ago. And so I went to a solstice event out here in Joshua Tree at the studio I teach at Cedar and Sage. And right when I started, I was hearing, the old chakra system is done. That is an old template. And if you know about me, you know about my passion about inner child work. And with what we've been seeing right now with our borders and what's happening, it's horrible. But I also got the download with in meditation about why this is happening right now, and getting out of the victim mindset and seeing how we can see this lesson right here, right now. So this lesson right here, right now of what we're experiencing, how we can really help these children and families at the border, is to love your own inner child. Be able to recognize your trauma. Be able to let it go. When it comes up, transmute it right away. We don't need to be in this idea of processing anymore. There's no processing that needs to be happening. Yes, in terms of long term, you need to be able to honor what arises and give it your undivided attention. Because if you continue to brush it to the side, it's going to continue to come back. This is why we're seeing what we're seeing right now with history repeating itself, is because we've just brushed it to the side. We saw this loop. We saw this loop. We saw this loop. First, it was in the early 1900s with the Native Americans. And then we were seeing it in Nazi Germany with the Holocaust. And we were also seeing it with the Japanese. And now we're seeing it with the Hispanics. So clearly, it's all these other people that this is the history of America. But last night I've been having like the craziest visuals and downloads and uploads. I was seeing this rise of the phoenix in America, this rise of the phoenix where we've had to really face our shit and burn. And through that burning, we allow ourselves to transmute into this fiery phoenix who gets to go out into the world and share their wings, fly high. The rebirth. This is the rebirth we've been praying for. And with today being solstice, we have this balance of the sun, of light and dark, masculine, feminine, these ideas of duality. And guess what? Duality is part of that 3D consciousness that we've been stuck in. The matrix, right? And when we're recognizing that as we ascend to these levels, as we become more conscious beings, we're not going to be able to be in this, their 3D reality is dying out. It's becoming like dinosaurs, right? And so this is what's been happening over the past few weeks. I know a lot of people, a lot of my peers that are all healers and light workers, they've been feeling fucking drained, like super exhausted. We've been in spiritual warfare right now with what's going on. And it's really important to be able to rise up like the red-tailed hawk. And that has been a powerful medicine for me since moving to Joshua Tree. I see at least one a day, and there's sometimes that are 3 circling over my house. So they're my homies, and they've been huge guides for me to be able to connect with my loved ones, my ancestors, my spirit guides, and to navigate through this time and space as a light leader who is sharing and educating the masses through my own experience and through my own upgrades, my own up-leveling. And so with today being the solstice, I've been doing a lot of work and over the years, and I've also seen how I'm done with the loop. There is no more loops of feeling like I need to heal more, or that I'm damaged, or that I'm not enough, or that I'm not ready yet. The one download I got last night after my sadhana was, it's already here. ALLREADY. 2 words, already here. Everything we want is all ready for us to just wake up and align to. Wake up out of the delusion that we get stuck in through propaganda, through our own scarcity mindset, through our own limiting beliefs, because whatever you bring your attention to, you're going to experience more of that. So we need to be able to honor when those limiting beliefs come in, recognize it as a core wound, and being like, okay, there is something deep within my subconscious from the past, most likely from early childhood, right? We're talking about this lower triangle. If there is still trauma from that we haven't processed, it's snowballing and it's going to continue to bleed into our future. So that's what's been happening these past few weeks, is that we've had to really face our shit. So much of the dark has come out, and today we honor the sun, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere. We honor the sun. And with us honoring the sun here in this Northern Hemisphere, we have this opportunity to finally shine light and to take action. To say, like, you know what, enough's enough. This is me calling in my dreams. Enough is enough. This is me going forth and living out my truth. Enough is enough. I am no longer playing small. I am here to shine. I am here to radiate my radness. I'm here to be authentically me. Warts and all, if that's a thing. Warts and all. We all have our own little things that we've had to experience, but we are all perfect exactly as we are in this moment. So today, when I was in a solstice class out here in Joshua Tree, I had right away, I was literally, it was when I was doing sun salutations, like literally right away. Actually, no, bullshit. It was happening when we were just like sitting in meditation, even before sun salutations. So as soon as I got to my mat, and I was working with Danielle Noel's and Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle deck, because Danielle's a dear friend of mine, and I'm going to be in her new Moonchild Tarot deck. So, of course, you have to continue to support your friends. That's why we're here. And that deck has been resonating with me because those are the new colors of the new chakras. So when I talk about this, I want you to understand, you get to experience these more sherbet colors once you've been able to transcend the old chakra system. So you transcending the old chakra system is you being able, because the lower 3 triangle, the bottom 3 chakras from the old system deals with our physical reality, right? It deals with our physical reality, and it's developed between the ages of 0 and 22. This is what I've been talking about with Thrive this week, about transcending the limits. You have to really be able to have a really solid lower triangle so that you have a really solid foundation to build your kingdom or to build your queendom, your sacred temple with grace. And so for you to have that solid foundation is for you to be doing the work. You doing the work is you being able to go back and recognize those parts that we may have bypassed from our childhood, the trauma we may have bypassed from our childhood, the trauma we've never processed, the pain we've never processed, the resentment, the anger, the betrayal, all of these really heavy energies that we've never processed that get stuck not just in our subconscious mind, but that end up in our unconscious mind, which is the root of all of our dis-ease. And then we are able to use our bodies to navigate through that dis-ease to tell us, it's telling us through the spiritual understanding of that pain that you're experiencing in your body, what that correlates to. Louise Hay, you can heal your life. That was like what she was so devoted to. That's what she was known for, and then created this massive empire with Hay House. And she just recently passed. So I feel like a lot of times when we're seeing a lot of these people go is because they're done with their mission on the earth plane, and now they're here to share through their subtle body. So in Kundalini Yoga, we talk about when we die, what lives on is our soul and our subtle body. And so that subtle body is like the spirit guide juju, right? Like listening to a song that reminds you of a loved one that passed, or seeing an animal that reminds you of a loved one that passed, or like eating a meal and it takes you back to that memory of a loved one, or an old situation, or an old story, or an old memory. That is the subtle body. And so we are experiencing now a lot of these transition teachers that are navigating and helping us remember here on this earth plane, because we came here to connect. We came here to feel. We came here to witness and experience the human experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, which means we get to have the whole spectrum of emotions, the whole spectrum of feeling, from the super shitty where it feels like the whole world is crumbling on you, to riding a unicorn and you feel like you're on top of the world. This wide spectrum is what is a gift, part of your human experience. So as you allow yourself to transmute the trauma and the stuff that's stuck in the lower triangle, you become to clear out your energy. You become lighter. You lose that density and your aura begins to radiate, because what happens is our aura is our light body that surrounds us. And when we have these traumas, it actually creates holes in our field, kind of like Swiss cheese. And then that's when we get drained, and that's when, we find ourselves just like burnt out, and we find ourselves just exhausted, is because there's still these holes that we have to really patch with more light. So the biggest thing I want you to recognize too is you are never a victim of your circumstances. Everything is here to help you excel on your human experience. I really want you to take that in. Everything that you witness and everything that you experience is there to help you excel on your human experience. Because when you have been able to go through the fires of hell and get stuck in this purgatory mindset where you're separate from heaven on earth, which is already here, it is just you becoming a vibrational match to be able to recognize and hear and see and witness that sense of being, because that's who you are. That's how you came in at the core. Look, when you see a baby and a child, like you see so much light, and that's what's been so heartbreaking with what's going on with these borders. We're seeing these kids, and now we're hearing that these kids are being drugged. Fucking disgusting. It's terrible. But we cannot allow ourselves, we have to be able to listen and hear what's happening, but then it goes, now what? Now what? What are we going to do about it? For me, what I've been hearing through my meditation is I'm going to continue to educate the masses about the importance of honoring your inner child and recognizing that you are always a child of God. You are always a child of the universe. It is through our own jadedness and our own trauma and listening to everything except who we are at our core, the I am consciousness. You are love. That's who you are at your birthright. Joy and love are the highest of the emotions on the emotional scale. You are here to experience joy. You are here to experience love. And if you're constantly doing the work and you haven't been able to stay and anchor that in, something has gone terribly wrong. So that's where you allow yourself to continue to surrender. You allow yourself to really check your ego. You allow yourself to see where you still believe yourself as separate. You allow yourself to go to those core wounds. Stop spiritual bypassing. Stop diverging. Allow yourself to go to those core wounds. Allow yourself to listen and honor that inner child. Allow yourself to transmute. Transmute, transmute, transmute as soon as it comes. Feel into it. Feel where you feel it stuck in your body. Breathe into it. Give it your presence. Be here now. So when I was in yoga today, going back, I'm a storyteller. What can I tell you? But going back to what I was listening to and hearing the whole hour I was in yoga was the old template has fallen. The old template has been transmuted. This is us living in the new earth. The situation that's been going on the past week has brought people together. People of all different backgrounds, different beliefs, different ideations. It doesn't matter. It was about pure love and compassion for these families and these children, for humankind. That's why we have to be able to get out of the victim mindset and choose to be victorious with what's going on. We are never separate from God. We are never separate from love. As soon as you believe in that, you set yourself up for disaster because you separate yourself from your birthright, your truth, your Satnam. So what was coming today was I got this download. I'm not really familiar with working a lot with the Akashic Records. It never really resonated with me. But what I heard was, or what I saw and heard, was that I'm here as a pillar of light, and I'm here to share truth and to empower the masses through my experience and through what I'm hearing as a conduit for God, great source, almighty truth and love, the benevolent love and compassion. What I saw was that the old chakra system begins to fall when you allow yourself to heal your childhood wounds, when you allow yourself to transmute what doesn't serve, when you allow yourself to forgive, when you allow yourself to heal the ancestral karma, when you allow yourself to recognize that everyone has been doing their best based on how aware they are. When you get out of the victim mentality and you allow yourself to be victorious. When you allow yourself to recognize that this is your life. When you allow yourself to see that life is happening for you, not to you. When you allow yourself to see the divine in all, in every situation, in all beings. As soon as you see yourself as separate from that, you get off track. You get off course. So what the Akasha was telling me today is that, tonight in yoga, is that the new template is here, the new chakra system is here, but to be able to recognize and anchor in that new chakra system, you need to be willing to, one, heal your inner child and your core wounds, and two, be in that space of unity consciousness where you recognize the other person is you. You recognize that there is no separation between you and myself. There is no space where I end and you begin. And you can place yourself in that situation too. There is no separateness. We are all connected through a golden thread through the heart. we are all here creating this web and this grid of love over this planet. This is why we came here, to bless up and help Mother Gaia ascend. Why do you think these volcanoes are happening? She's pissed. Why do you think these natural disasters are happening? She's letting out her rage. We are made of the same elements as Mother Gaia. We are part of the earth. We are here to protect her, to love her, and to honor her. And she is also helping honor us. So we need to be able to respect the earth more. Being able to appreciate that she allows us to experience life. And to honor all beings on this planet. So the Akasha was showing me that 5D consciousness is the new baseline. 3D consciousness is becoming almost like a reptilian dinosaur. There's no more duality. There's no more us versus them, good or bad. No, we are in a space of neutrality. In Kundalini Yoga, we talk about it takes 9 seconds from you to get from the negative mind through the positive mind to the neutral mind. The neutral mind shows that it's not good and it's not bad. It just is. So that's, again, getting out of the victim consciousness, getting out of that scarcity mindset, and allowing yourself to recognize that this is all part of the divine plan. When you allow yourself for that to be your baseline, you start to have 5D consciousness be the base. So with that 5D consciousness being the base, you've gone through 4, which is more of the astral. We don't want to go there. We want to continue to ascend and have our feet on the ground. So this is like really heavy stuff that's coming through, guys. So thank you for bearing with me and working with me and holding space for me going through this, because I do feel like we are going through a massive activation right now. So thank you for being here and thank you for listening. So now that we have 5D as the baseline, what is happening is 6D represents sacred geometry. There's no accidents why we're all loving all the amazing shapes and everything that's going on. So as we continue to be in this space of, as we allow ourselves the 6th dimension through sacred geometry, and we're doing grid work where we're collapsing old timelines and recognizing that we don't need to wait a year from now to experience anything. We can experience it quickly. You have to believe in yourself. You have to do your work. You have to trust, and you just have to be a vibrational match to it. This is why I'm so passionate about Kundalini Yoga. This is why I incorporate Kundalini Yoga with my one-on-one clients, with my group clients, when I teach. My everyday life is because this practice has changed my life, because it has allowed me to prepare my vessel to really thrive in this new golden era, the Aquarian age. The new age is not really new. It's what's always been. It's been infinite. It's the infinite age. It's already here. So with the unity consciousness being the baseline, sacred geometry with the grid work where we get to bring the energies and bless up no matter where we are, thanks to things like the internet, like for instance, like I said, when I'm doing these one-on-ones, I'm going to record them now, unless it's like wee hours in the morning, but I'm going to be recording them on Facebook Live. I'm an Instagram Live, because I can reach people anywhere. Like I'm seeing people, here from Jamaica and here from Florida, and I'm in California. So I get to bless people I just get to bless people all over the world. We all do. This is why it's so important to be aware of what media you're consuming, what you choose to witness and to watch, where you bring your energy, because you are creating your reality. You are creating your reality. So what I was seeing today is that once you allow yourself to do the healing, you've seen the grid work, and you start to live in the 7D consciousness, which is you living your Nod, your truth, your Sat Nam. 7D is the consciousness of sound, vibration, light. This is why, like, we want to make sure we're surrounded by high vibrational people, eating high vibrational food. Consciously choosing to support companies that are sustainable, organic, cutting back on plastic. Like, I feel like Earth Day hasn't ended this year. I'm like, it's so amazing to see more people talk about how they're working on cutting back on plastic, and companies are doing it too. Because we're recognizing that that old template no longer works. We are here to ascend together. We're here to help the planet ascend. So when you do the work and you have 5D as your baseline, you start to recognize that the chakra system has been updated and it's more of a sherbet color. That's why I love my sister Danielle Noel of Star Child Tarot and Moon Child Tarot, and now this Work Your Light deck, is because she gets it and she sees the colors the same way that these new chakra systems are. Everything is shifting right now. We are in a completely new paradigm. We're in a new millennia. And I'm here to be a high vibrational, higher dimensional teacher, because I can't be teaching the old ways anymore because they just don't resonate with me. Like, the class today was talking all about the lower triangle and I was completely disconnected from it. I was like, you know what? Like, what I was hearing while I was in my flow was, you are secure and you are grounded when you are secure and grounded in your sensuality, you are able to experience an empowered life with love. So there is no separation between your sensuality, your sexuality, your self-love, your security of you being grounded on this planet, and you being empowered, like, with your willpower. There is no separation. It's a false belief to believe that each of the chakras are separate. They all work together, especially once you become to the heart-centered space, which has been really fascinating for me, because so much of what I've always seen too is that the chakras are developed in different ages. For sure, I believe in that 100%. But what I'm seeing now is that I am out of my heart chakra development. And as of last week, I've been in my throat chakra, 2 weeks ago almost now. Since my 29th birthday, I'm in my throat chakra, which is allowing me to speak and share my medicine. Because when you start to live in the upper triangle, the throat, the third eye, and the crown from the chakra system that we grew up with, and we come to know up until now, when you allow yourself to be in this upper triangle, you're in your spiritual self. And the problem with a lot of our politicians in the world today is that they are so disconnected from their lower triangle because they are unwilling to do the work. They are unwilling to face their inner child. They are unwilling to face their demons. So they completely brush it to the side and are completely ungrounded from Mother Gaia. So what I was seeing was this new chakra system being sherbet colors is actually, it's not up the spine anymore. It's a triangle. And through this triangle, I was seeing it as from foot to foot, up through the soul star chakra, right above the crown. And what the foot to foot was the masculine and the feminine. So when you allow yourself to be balanced in your masculine and you allow yourself to be balanced in your feminine, you're able to be connected to your divinity. So that's what I'm seeing as the new chakra system, is that there is a balance of give and take. There is a balance of action, of hustle and flow. There is a balance of knowing when to take a pause and knowing when to go forward. Otherwise, the pendulum is swinging too far. We burn out. We begin to feel resentful. We disconnect from our Sat Nam, our truth. So I was seeing this triangle with me feeling planted on the ground, on the earth, barefoot. I was seeing the masculine on my right and the feminine on my left. And then it was shooting up right above my crown to the soul star chakra. And that's where I allow myself to get the downloads to become embodied, right? Because we are here in this human experience to be embodied. The energy up, the energy of enlightenment is the masculine, because we take action, and it's kind of like the hero's journey. We take action, we go out there and we find it. But once we have found it, it's important for us to share what we have found. And through that sharing, we share most when we are embodied, through our Sat Nam, through our radiance, through our aura. Our aura is that embodied sense of self. So what I was seeing is just this new chakra system that's coming once you've allowed yourself to heal your traumas and heal your inner child, being willing to do the work, transmute, recognize the other person as you. Recognize that life is happening for you, not to you. Recognizing that you are responsible for your reality. Recognizing that all of this is perfect. Get out of the victim mentality. Get out of the scarcity mentality. Get out of the poor me, poor me. You can have those moments for a bit, like that, you can have those moments of like when you just feel like you need that support, of course. When you're having a challenging time and you feel like you need support and you can call on a sister or a brother, absolutely do that. Don't shame or bypass that, because you are recognizing that because it's coming up to be transmuted. But there comes a time when you can say enough of the loop of feeling like I'm damaged or that I need more healing and I'm ready to experience more joy. That is when you allow yourself to be willing to see things differently. You must also remember not only to see things differently, but also remember that if it does come up, it's okay. It's okay. It is part of your human experience. It's just as you continue to do the work, you're able to shift quicker. You don't have to be in this lull for months, years. But you have to be willing to face it. We're changing the paradigm around fear. Fear no longer stands for false evidence appearing real. It's about false evidence appearing real. Appearing real is fear. But it's also about facing everything and rise. So when you're seeing this false evidence appearing real, the fear, that's your opportunity to face it and rise above it. But we have to be willing to honor what arises. It's all here to support you on your journey. It's all here to help you share your medicine. It's all here to help you live your Sat Nam. So that's the big upgrade I really heard from the solstice, is that you have the power to recognize right here, right now. 5D consciousness is the baseline. The unity consciousness is the baseline. And once you allow yourself to be in that unity consciousness, you're able to continue to excel to higher levels. You're able to bless up. You're able to go into spaces and recognize like what's happening. Understanding that it's not all about you. It's not all about you. When other people are hurting you, or you're seeing them hurt someone else, you recognize like, oh, it's something within their inner child that needs some love. And I forgive you, and I see you. I see the little boy that's like not being loved. I see that little girl who isn't able to express herself fully. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've died. I've died time and time again over the years so that I can be reborn to who I am. to my truth, to my Sadhana. So with the solstice, I ask that you recognize that everything is connected. I ask that you recognize that you are not a victim of your circumstances. I ask that you choose to be victorious. I ask that you choose to forgive and to see everyone as children of God. We're all doing our best here. We've always been doing our best here based on how aware we've been. So allow yourself to be lighter in this human experience. Don't be so harsh. You are light. You are love. You are made in the likeness of God. So stop damning yourself when you make a mistake. Because there are never any mistakes. Always a lesson. So, happy solstice. Happy solstice. I've been wanting to do a podcast episode all week, but it's been a lot. Also doing Thrive, and I do everything by myself. And so I have to sometimes choose, priorities and stuff. And the people of Thrive have shared their energy with me through their finances and through their love to help me continue so that I can continue to do this work. And so if you want to help out with the podcast, share it with your friends, leave a review. Leave a review on iTunes. I'm even giving away an ebook that's valued at $30 as a thank you. And you can even get a shout out for leaving a review. And I want to take this podcast to the next level. I know this is like a platform that resonates with me because I'm a Gemini, I'm a communicator. And now we're in Cancer season, so I can breathe again. Especially because my Venus and my Mars are in Cancer. So if you love the podcast, share it with your friends. Leave a review. Let me know how it resonates with you. Let me know what you want to hear more of. But I've been wanting to do an episode about the solstice and with what's going on that we've been experiencing in the U.S., the whole world feels. And calling the senators, yes, all of that is great. But how are you taking care of yourself during this time? Because we're all being triggered by it. Face your traumas and allow yourself to be triumphant. Give that inner child, that little girl and that little boy in you, the love that they've always yearned for. Hear them out. Let them know that they're seen and that they're loved and they're here doing amazing things. Just wait. So I love you. Thank you for being on this and listening to this podcast and for being on this journey with me. I would love to continue on this podcast journey, and so your support really helps keep it going. So we're here to do this together. I'm here to build community and to hear you and to listen to you and your needs and support you on your journey. This is why I'm here. I'm committed to be of service. I'm committed to serve. I'm committed to empower. I'm committed to help people align to their soul destiny. Keep getting messages like, help me find my purpose. Allow me to help you find your purpose. Let me help you remember what your purpose is. If you want to work with me one-on-one, amazing. You can send a message. You can either DM me on Instagram at Sabrina Riccio, or you can send an email in the show notes to that same email that you can send your screenshot to. But I want to know who you are. I want to know about you. I want to build a relationship with you. I'm here to sit in a sacred circle with you, not on a pedestal, a circle with you. holding your hand. Allow me to be in that space with you. Allow me to show up for you. You have to show up. Show up. Show me who you are. Tell me about you. We're here to do this together. We're here to thrive together. We're here to support each other with our visions. So I love you. Thanks for listening. Leave a review. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Follow me on Instagram at Sabrina Riccio if you want to see these podcasts live. And thank you for being you. May the longtime sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Sadhana. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode. If you want to join our private Facebook group for behind the scenes footage, conversations about the episodes, insight, and so much more, visit the link in the show notes and sign up today. If you love this episode, feel free to leave a review and share with us why you love the Sovereign Society podcast. And guess what? If you send your review and send your little screenshot of your review over to hello@shamanessagadesa.guru, you'll receive my free sadhana guide to help you cultivate your daily rituals as you go forth and radiate your authentic radness out in the world. Thank you so much for listening. Share with your friends. Leave us a review, and thank you for helping build this community so that together we may rise up and create and experience a world far beyond our wildest dreams. Have a great one.